Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Winston-Salem, North Carolina this afternoon for a matchup that is going to be a good one. I'm Parker Southern, alongside one of the newest members to the Salem Broadcasting team, Mr. Caleb Waters, and as always, Mike Pettaway. Gentlemen.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Parker.
Yep, as always.
It's my pleasure to have two of the finest young men ever come out of the city of Winston-Salem.
Mike, you're making us blush too much. Well, today's game is between the Salem Spirits and the Johnson University Royals. This is going to be a very good matchup. Salem, they've had a little bit of a rough start this season under the first-year coach, Coach Moni, excuse me. I got to get this right. Mike is getting on to me for it. But it's going to be a good matchup. We're going to tip off here in about 13 minutes. Tip-off time set for 2 o'clock. Caleb, what do you know? What are some things we can expect from today's game? Just some face value looking into it. You know, Salem sort of struggled this season. And what do we need to clean up?
Well, Parker, you're right. Salem is 0-2 at this point in the season. A D3 team going up against a Division II team like Johnson University. Last year, actually, a year ago tomorrow, these two teams met, with Salem being the victor. And so I think that Salem's going to want to come out today and grab their first victory this season against a team that last year they beat pretty handily.
Yeah, and today's game is the second of a 4-game home streak, and I know that's got to help. Last game, they had a crowd of around 120 people. Mike was joking. They may have counted every single person in the gym when they said 120, because that might have been a stretch. But I know they're going to enjoy having the fan base here today. It looks like it's starting to fill up just a little bit in the gymnasium, but it's going to be a good matchup.
Well, and you mentioned the four home game stand for the Salem Spirits. Johnson University, on the other hand, this is their 4th road game in a row. So you know they're going to be tired. You know that the fans aren't going to be as loud for them. And so they're going to have to push even harder to get a victory here today.
Well, and someone we want to note from last match, Q Lewis, she led the team in both rebounds as well as points total. You know, that was a really strong game for her, and something that Donnie and I had talked about a little bit last game as well is that Zai Henderson, we kept talking about how big of a player she was going to be, and we were excited to see her on the court, and she wasn't at the game. And we found that out right at tip-off, and we realized, wait a minute, Zai Henderson's not even here. And talking to the AD earlier, Melissa, and she was telling us how she was really sick, and you know that she was sick because, I mean, it was some type of serious. We didn't get into details, but we're hoping to see more of Zai Henderson tonight and that senior leadership on the court. As Mike and I got to see in the first game at Guilford, she was just absolutely tenacious. She was on fire, ready to play, and that's going to be good to have her back at point.
Well, and she provides both an offensive and a defensive threat, leads the team in steals with 4 steals a game. She had 4 steals in that first game and then didn't play in the second, as you mentioned. So both offensively and defensively, the Spirits are going to be looking to get her involved.
And another thing, Caleb, you brought up this point before that, and read the stat to me about the rebounding for Johnson University. They're incredible at rebounding. I think they're 4th in their league.
Right, they're 4th in their conference in rebounding with 45 rebounds a game, which, as you know, Salem struggled last game to rebound. And so that's going to be a problem today if the Spirits can't, box out the Royals.
Yeah, and we're going to want to see a lot of Sabrina Shepard down under, Alexiana Bush, and even some from the guards tonight. We have to see better rebounding because in the matchup versus Maryville, Salem was out-rebounded 41-23, and that's combined offensively and defensively. And because of that, the second-chance points that they lost, Maryville outscored them on second-chance points 21-4. And so, I mean, you look at that right there. You limit those 21 points and you get those rebounds. Yeah, you can't get them all, but you got to limit that. Maybe only have, 10, cut that in half. And again, I'm saying this is a whole different game.
Well, and not only is that a bad thing in terms of the point differential, but in terms of demoralizing, how demoralizing that is to continually be out-rebounded. And, the other team puts up a shot, misses, gets their own rebound. And when that continues to happen, it's as much of a morale downer as it is a game downer.
And now I've tied a little section here. It's called Parker's Perfection, how we can make Salem a better team. And of course, you can't ask for all these things, and they're each just one piece of the puzzle. But, I mean, number one, we can't emphasize enough. Salem has to get rebounds. Caleb, you've emphasized that. I have. Mike knows it as well. They've just got to get rebounds. And second, I think they need to take higher percentage shots from the 3 as well as inside, because we saw a couple takes last week with Shepard, even Q Lewis. We saw a little bit from Sievers and McBride. where they might just take the ball completely coast to coast and run right into a defense of 4 people. And, I mean, maybe LeBron can do that. Maybe Jordan could. But we had to sort of play to your level where it's you got to have a high percentage shot. Going up against 4 defenders as a guard on a quick, fast break that's really not high percentage. Yes, they had some points off of it, but they need to get those high percentage shots where, get a screen, get an open 3-point shot, don't rush it, don't force it. And if they can slow down this offense, I think they're going to see, some fruit from that.
Well, and as we see right now, the Spirits are practicing cross-court passes. They're going to need to do exactly what you're talking about, drive and dish, look for the open man, the off-ball screens, backdoor cuts, exactly that, so that they can get higher percentage shots, better shots down low in the post.
And as well, another thing that I have listed here is they need to slow the offense down, number one, but more importantly, they got to convert on fast breaks. Because last game, I counted 3 or 4 where it was literally just one-on-one, go up for a layup, and they missed it. And I remember the very first broadcast we had, Mike was even talking about us, how Coach Moni, she was saying, we're going to go back to fundamentals. We are going to practice for 2 hours how to do layups. And, Mike, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's what Moni, she emphasized so much where she said, we need to get the easy points. And we got to get the free throws. We got to get the fast break layups. That's not something you can miss. And, again, it's little pieces of the puzzle that have to be filled in where you get those 9 points from that fast break, you get those 10 points, whatever it may be. That's just that much closer, and that just makes you just a little bit better. And I think the last thing that we have to focus on here is they got to play stronger defense. Last game, Puckett, she's an All-American based on D3hoops.com. Not quite sure what that was, but she was awarded the All-American award. She had 27 points against Salem, and you can't let one player have 27 points. You got to realize who the real threat is and shut them down immediately. First play of the game.
Well, and for Johnson University, that threat is going to be Taylor Bayham. Parker, she leads the team in points per game with 13 points, almost 14 points a game. She shoots 46% from the field, 83% from the free throw line, and she has about 2 blocks a game. Leads the team in all those categories. And so if they can shut down Bayham, they're going to be able to have better chance to offensively and defensively get into their rhythm.
And Caleb, you mentioned right there her averages in these games she's been playing, and you're reading out Zai Henderson's average. She's got 4 steals a game because she's only played 1 game. We're looking right now at a 6-4 Johnson Tennessee team, and being 6-4, do the math. They've played 10 games. Salem, they played 2. So if nothing else, Salem's coming in. They have a first-year head coach. They got a couple freshmen on the team that have had some good playing time. And quite honestly, they just have not found the mesh yet. They have not found the groove they need. And we look at a Johnson team like this, who, their coach has been here, I think it was for 4 years, and they're on their 10th game. They know how each other plays. They know what's going to be happening on and off the court. They have, they've even built some friendships there, like any team should. And that's going to be interesting tonight, chemistry-wise.
Right, and for Salem, you're going to want to be able to turn this season around pretty quickly. Being how successful they've been in the past 2 years, you know that they won the GSAC regular season title the past 2 years. And so obviously there's high expectation for this program with Coach Moni coming in. And they're going to want to get into a rhythm, get into a winning tradition very quickly here in order to turn the season around.
I was going to add, too, that having a new coach, as you guys know, you played ball, it takes a bit of time for the chemistry to gel, and the new coach's philosophy, the new coach's demands. These young ladies are used to a different style, used to a different voice yelling at them, and they got to get used to that. And also, as you mentioned, only 2 games under their belts, and the AD was telling us before the game that these first 4 or 5 games of the season are the toughest teams that they will play all year. So I think they went into this maybe expecting some of this bumps and bruises to get their feet under them and know that if you get through this part of the season and can at least be competitive with these good teams, then maybe by the time you get to the latter part of your schedule, things will be gelling and you'll be performing much better. But first-year coach with a whole new system, that's got to be tough on her. It's got to be tough on the players. But, as you said, only 2 games, and it's like anything. The more you do something, the better you get at it, the more accustomed you get to what's expected of you. So it should be interesting. Looking on paper, and the size of Johnson's players, this could be a real challenge for Salem today.
I couldn't agree more.
And like we said earlier, Salem has been a little bit out of control sometimes. They're not running the offense. They're not making nice passes, and they're rebounding. If you look at the size of these players in front of us from Tennessee, they got some huge bodies that are going to be under the boards.
Yeah.
And they're going to, I'm sure, take full advantage of it. And before I turn it back over to the professionals, I want to make a note. We do have a local player here on the Johnson team, Lori Morgan from East Davidson High School over in Thomasville. She is a freshman at Johnson University, so we'll be keeping an eye on her and see how she performs. I'm sure she has family drove up from Thomasville to watch her play, so we'll wish her good luck today. And I'm not sure they're going to need a lot of luck because they look like they're a strong team, but, until the opening tip is taking place, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right. Mike, as you say, looking like a strong team. They hit about 2 threes in a row as the words are coming out of your mouth. But I think you're right, Mike. This is the hardest part of their schedule. And, I could relate it. I go to UNCG. My friend Caleb here goes to UNC. And in about a week, UNCG is going to host UNC, Chapel Hill, right? And that's a game that UNCG is not supposed to win. And I think I don't want to say that here, but Salem is probably the underdog. And I think when you get before conference play begins, right, at the beginning of the season, if you can get a big win right here, that changes the outlook of the whole season. And if Salem can come up tonight with a big win against a team here at home in front of the home crowd right at the beginning of the season, I think that sets the mood for the rest of the season, and it shows that they can play at that level.
And I think if they get a win, I think it's going to really turn their season. But even being competitive, because they've been blown out 2 games in a row, basically.
Yes, sir.
If they can be competitive and actually keep it to single digits at the worst, that's going to give them a boost, I think, in their confidence, because getting blown out for the 3rd time in a row that's a hard thing to get over. In tomorrow's game against, I think it's Piedmont,
right.
They're averaging a 20-plus point spread on their victories. So
wow.
I think their average offense is like 80, 85 points a game. So you get through this game today, probably going to get banged up and bruised, and all of a sudden tomorrow you come back to a powerhouse, and if you're already demoralized by tomorrow afternoon, it could get really ugly tomorrow. So, let's hope that things go well for the Spirits today. I know they want to win. Obviously that's why they show up, but it's always getting that first win as a coach, the new staff, to show people around here that, they can do it. So it's going to be fun to watch. Interesting to see how Salem gets off the board here if they can stay close in the first half. And I think you were saying the last game they did okay the first half of the game, and then they kind of either their energy expired or whatever, but they kind of fell apart.
Well, Mike, you just touched on it, but one of the most difficult things for a first-year head coach, Coach Monique doesn't have a win here at Salem as a head coach. And so, if anything, the girls are going to have to gain respect for her both on and off the court. But there's sort of a mental block there that she hasn't gotten over that hump, hasn't gotten that first win. And if anything, that can be just a mental issue for the team. Once she gets that first win, they'll realize that that can be something that can continue, and they can continue to gain respect for her and vice versa. And I think that once they reach that point, hopefully here today, that it'll be easier sailing for the rest of the season.
I was at a practice earlier before the season started, and I will say that the team is very disciplined, and they really pull together as a unit, and they listen to the coach. And when she speaks, they stop and they listen to her. So that's part of getting, if they'll pay attention to the coach, someone they have never met before, have never played for, and it will take time, but I think getting over that hump is going to be a big deal for Salem. Once they do that, and they prove to themselves individually they can do it, then that's going to make it a much more pleasant season, I think.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like they're about ready to start do the starting lineups and such. We're about 15 seconds till the horn sounds.
And Mike, one thing you mentioned a couple minutes ago is Johnson University's size. Comparatively to the Salem Spirits, Johnson has a 6-foot girl, 2 5'11" girls, and a 5'10" girl. Right. And looking at Salem versus Johnson, there's obviously a physical disparity there where Johnson University is a lot bigger. And down low in the rebounding, that's going to be a problem for the Spirits, and they're going to need to make sure to compensate for that.
Absolutely. And Caleb, a saying I've always heard, if size was what mattered, then the elephant would be the king of the jungle, but he's not. The lion is. And tonight, people like Henderson, people like Q Lewis, people like Michaela Sievers need to just step up, and they need to take charge of this game and say, hey, we're going to body them in the paint, We're going to get good open shots, and we are going to play so strong tonight on defense and as well as offense and take good drives, get the foul, make your free throws. I mean, it's basketball. You know how it is, and it's going to be very, very important for them tonight. And as they're warming up right now, talking about how we need to be good sports. So if you're at home listening, cheer for both teams. Have a smile on your face, right, Mike? And now I think we're going to rise for the national anthem, so we'll be back just a second.
Now that we've concluded the national anthem here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Parker, the weather outside isn't great, but the environment in here is.
It's nice and warm, and it looks like they're about to start announcing the Johnson's lineup. We'll give you that as soon as they get on the court. So tonight for the Johnson Royals, a freshman, number 5, Lauren Hensley, 5'9", from Grace Christian Academy. She's from Knoxville, Tennessee. And number 14, Hannah Brewer. She's a freshman as well, 5'10". Number 32, Tiffany Schmelzer. She's a sophomore from Cosby High. I feel like you guys can hear me. You can hear him saying it, and I'm just echoing it. Number 42, though, as well, Taylor Bayham, sophomore, 5'11", from Islands High.
Well, and Schmelzer and Bayham are going to be the two players that the Spirits are going to want to watch for.
Absolutely. And finally, number 44, Whitney Moore. She's a junior, 5'11". Again, we've read two 5'11" girls in a row here. She's from Hardin Valley Academy. And now as Salem's doing their pregame rituals where they seem to be clapping and getting to it very well. Here's your starters for Salem, and it looks like they're going to have number 13 tonight, Q Lewis, a forward junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as number 22, Alexiana Bush. She's a forward sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And number 2, Hannah McBride. She's a guard, first year from Sandy Ridge, North Carolina. As well as 13, Q Lewis. I already said Q Lewis.
And for McBride, this is her second start in a row. She did start against Maryville. It's nice to see Salem getting freshmen starting.
Right. And this is one of those relationships that Donnie and I were talking a little bit about. And what it's going to have to be is Zy Henderson, as the senior leader on this team, she needs to take someone like Severs, someone like McBride, under her wing. And they take charge of this game. And final starters, number 21, Kristen Lollis. She's a guard, senior from Oberlin, Louisiana.
And number 12, Kenna Amos in at the guard position as well.
But, Caleb, I think it's going to be interesting. I'd love to see Zy Henderson get back out onto the court tonight. I know she was struggling from a sickness that's, only just a couple days ago. Some of the players are falling down on the court out here. They're excited. But that kind of relationship, you don't see it as much, in big-name schools like Division I's men's basketball. Because usually, the Marcus Page, the Jabari Parker, people like that, there's so much talent there as a freshman or as a first year that they just move straight up in the NBA and stuff. But in Division III men's basketball, we see a whole different atmosphere. And that's where you see girls usually, hopefully, staying all 4 years. And so that player-coach bond just grows over time. And now here's the tip-off.
And the Royals win the tip. Laura Hensley at the top of the key. Passes out wide to Brewer. Brewer finds Hensley in for the drive. And she's got her first basket of the game.
And Mike right there was calling, I think that was a walk. She took a few too many steps maybe. Refs aren't calling it. Last game, though, they called, I saw at least 9 travels in that game that they called. They were on it.
Now Lewis at the top of the lane for the turnaround. Saved by the Spirits. As Amos brings it back to the top of the key. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. As the Spirits miss the layup there, and the Royals come down with the rebound.
Yeah, and Keila, we saw right there already exactly what I'm saying. They got to get higher percentage shots, and they did not see that just then.
And a good look from number 42, Taylor Bayham. She's going to be the girl to watch today. But a great rebound from the Spirits, and they're bringing it back up the court now. Amos finds Lewis. A good backdoor cut there by Hannah McBride. And one.
Spirits now have a chance to take an early lead. It's tied 2-2 with 18:47 left to go in the first half. It's Hannah McBride, the first year. She's at the line right now. In this season, they've struggled. They've gone about 50% from free throws. And
to note, Hannah McBride is actually second on the team, shooting 75% from the line as she misses there. But Lewis with a great rebound putback. Salem with a 4-2 lead early.
Yeah, Caleb, and that's the matchup we're going to want to watch tonight. It's Q Lewis basically versus all the big girls per se on this team, the height that they have.
And the Spirits running a full court press now that the Royals just broke there. Great ball movement from the Royals. A corner three is off the mark and is out of bounds. Spirits ball.
And Caleb, right there, we've seen Johnson City take a couple pretty good shots. They've had some good looks, some good opens. The ball has had great movement. They just haven't really seemed to get it to fall yet. They haven't found that sweet spot yet on the court.
Amos driving left, finds Lewis at the elbow. To McBride at the top of the key. Dribbles to her left, looking for a screen. Down low to Bush. Her shot is off the mark, but a great rebound there. And a little jumper from the left for Kenna Amos.
And Caleb, that's not something we've seen all season. That right there was selfless play by the entire team, finding each pass, waiting. Shot clock was down low, but it's because they were taking the offense slow, and that's exactly what we want to have see. And that is the same girl. She's done this twice now. Johnson player run in, and she's taken about 4 or 5 steps, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like a Michael Jordan down the lane in the NBA.
Something like that.
But you know what? If they don't call it, you take advantage of it.
Spirits find Lewis down low. Her shot is blocked. I think they're calling it a jump ball.
Yeah, and Caleb, that last possession, I think if the Spirits play like that last possession this whole game, it was selfless, it was taken slow, it was easy, and that's gonna produce fruit. They need those points.
Well, and a big key to that possession was the offensive rebound from Lewis. If they can continue to do that, they are going to continue to be successful.
Right, and last game, Q Lewis came out, and she scored 2 threes back-to-back early in the first half, and they were on fire on shots, and we're seeing that right now. And I just hope that they can stick with that.
Lewis with a great pump fake there. Salem offensive rebound. Another offensive board. And Lewis with a putback. Spirits up 8-4 as they go into their full court press. And a turnover there from the Royals. Spirits driving. Ooh, and a good look there from Crystal Lawless as she misses. As Hensley brings it down the court, gets into the lane, and is fouled by Alexiana Bush.
And you used the word foul there pretty lightly. That was a debatable call. I've seen a couple now. Johnson's getting away with a couple things I don't think they should be getting away with. But here's the free throw.
Well, regardless of the ref's call there, Lauren Hensley has been the go-to girl for the Royals so far, scoring all 5 of their points as she makes her first free throw.
Yeah, and Caleb, I think something Johnson may be struggling with right now that Salem is thriving with is just the atmosphere here. Salem knows where they can take their shots. They know how the rim's going to bounce. They know how the court plays. And Johnson doesn't. And I think we've seen a couple times now. Q Lewis, she has a sweet spot on the backboard for her layups. We see some good, mid-range deep twos that are helping it. They found their sweet spot.
And a great shot there.
And, of course, as I say that, you get great shot pretty deep, too.
From Crystal Lullis.
Oh.
Almost a travel there from the Royals.
Mike, your opinion?
I'm going to run to my car and get my whistle. I'll be right back.
Oh, you did, Mike, please.
Hensley with it at the top of the key. Looking for a screen. Kicks it wide to Brewer. The Royals with a rebound, put back miss. McBride going the other way with it. Finds Amos from the wing. And the Spirits have a 12-6 lead on the Royals.
And right there was exactly what I thought was not supposed to happen. McBride was running. It looked like she was going to try to take it against 5 people. And I was going to say, no, McBride, no. And then right at the last minute, she dished it right off, and they got the 2 points.
And an errant pass from the Royals. Spirits ball.
And this is a strong looking team right now. Already doubled the points of Johnson. Great play, great confidence.
As Sabrina Shepard subs in for Alexiana Bush. Spirits bring the ball up court. Amos finds McBride on the side. Now Shepard's got it from the top of the lane. Another offensive rebound for the Spirits. And a foul called there as Sabrina Shepard takes it in the lane.
And that was a great look by Shepard. She said, hey, I'm going to run it down. I'm going to get the foul. I'm going to go hard and strong and then get the easy 2 points.
And Parker, 2 things that we've been noticing here. Rebounding, the Spirits are doing a great job of, and passing. They're playing unselfishly. They're getting open looks as Shepard makes her first free throw. And that's why they have a 7-point lead here with 15 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, and Caleb, you're hitting it right. Those perfection points we made at the beginning to say, hey, if you do one of these, it's not going to change the whole game, but how can you add them up and have a better half? And they've hit just about all of them right now. Higher percentage shots, selfless play, taking the offense slow. There's been no fast breaks, but hopefully they can convert them pretty well.
And Shepard averaging 7 points a game makes her first 2 from the line. As the Royals bring it front court. Bayham with it at the top of the key. She calls for it again. She seems to have a commanding presence out there. As Brewer gets it to Henley at the top of the key. Bayham, a strong move in the post, but the Spirits come down with a rebound. And that time, McBride takes it herself.
Coast to coast.
Opts to not pass, and she's got 2 points.
I don't know if
Spirits
you
lead
guys,
16-6.
if you guys picked it up, but Ashley Evans is in the game for Johnson because Moore has 2 quick fouls here in the first half, and they put it on the bench. That could be a factor in this ball game because Moore she owns the lane. I guess she's a big presence on the floor. But they took her out last time out. So,
and we've seen a couple. Johnson has a little bit of sloppy hands right now. They can't really. They've had a couple pokeaways. They've caught some good rebounds. And the ball simply came out of their hands. Really, no contesting there. And Zy Henderson now actually enters the game for Hannah McBride. So we'll get to see a little bit of the senior guard. First time since the first time in the game.
So Parker is happy because Henderson is on the floor.
Finally.
All right.
I've talked about her so much and she hasn't shown out.
Now as the Royals inbound the ball. Ashley Evans has it, loses it, and the Spirits come down with it going the other way. Shaniqua Collins was subbed in at that timeout as well. Finds Lolis in the corner. Her shot's off the mark, but she gets her own rebound. Finds Sabrina Shepard in the lane, and there's another 2 points for the Spirits.
And that right there is exactly what I was talking about. They got the rebound, Johnson did, and the ball just simply got poked right out. They can't seem to hold on to it very well. At 13:46 left to go in the first half, Salem leads Johnson 18-6.
Chinny finds Evans down low for the Spirits, for the Royals' first bucket in a long time.
10-point game now.
Corner 3 for the Spirits, off the mark, as Hensley comes down with the rebound. Finds Chinny just inside the 3-point line. Her shot's off the mark. Great hustle play there from Chinny to get her own rebound as the Royals reset. And really aggressive defense there from Zy Henderson.
Yeah, and Caleb, that was, I think, the first three taken, the corner three by Salem. And it was, I'm going to give it some credit there. It didn't go in, but there was some great look. She was open. She had good time, and I think that's the percentage shots I want to say. You're not going to make them all, but the better the look, the better chance it goes in.
Right. As Ashley Rawls subs in for Taylor Bayham for the Royals.
I got a quick observation about what happened the last couple plays. Down at the Spirits end, the young lady took a three-pointer, did not follow her shot. Down here, when Cheney took hers, she followed the shot and got the rebound. So that's important to follow your shot because the balls are free out there. The Royals are not going after them. So
no, they're not.
You need to follow your shot.
Now as Crystal Lullis finds Shepard. Her shot is off the mark. And the Royals coming the other way with it. Cheney finds Lori Morgan. She's the North Carolina native from Thomasville, as her drive ends in a foul.
And Caleb, I think number 32, Sabrina Shepard, she's a sophomore here from North Carolina. She's a forward. She is trying to take charge and own the lane on offense. She's had a couple really good looks. She's probably around 75% right now, missed a couple, but made more than missed. And she's really coming into the game, and she's saying, all right, this is going to be my lane. I'm the tallest on the team. I'm going to make my presence known. And Johnson's going to have to shut me down. They're getting no free rides today, and she's shown that, and it's been good.
As Morgan makes both free throws, Parker, you're right that they're getting Shepard a lot of good looks. And Coach Monique calls a timeout as Salem leads the Royals 18-10.
So with 12 minutes left in the game, 8-point lead for Salem. We're going to head to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Hey, it's Biggie, and I'm here with the 2013 Barbecue Pitmasters Alabama champions Ricky Wayne and Pig Daddy of Bibbs Downtown. Gentlemen, what's it like being reality stars?
Hey, it's almost as good as Bibbs Ribs, baby.
We're not Eastern or Western. We're Western.
I'll tell you one thing, I never trust a skinny cook, and these guys got it going on.
Hey, you can bring your family in, or if you like Biggie, come on in on Friday and get your Bibbs fixed.
It's barbecue with a downtown vibe.
They've got dine-in, takeout, catering, and a private event space. Be sure to follow them on Twitter and Facebook, and you can always check them out at BibbsDowntown.com.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
And we're back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with 12 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first half. Salem has an 8-point lead of 18-10 over the Johnson, Tennessee Royals. And Caleb, we've seen some really strong basketball tonight from the Spirits.
Rebounding and passing has been the key points here for the Spirits as Lolis brings the ball front court. Looks and finds Zy Henderson. Zy's pass is errant, and the Royals are coming the other way with it now.
Almost a travel.
And there she is again, Lauren Hensley of Johnson University.
Not sure what that was. That looked like some type of hop. She ran and took about 4 steps again and just hopped right down the court.
Zy Henderson with it now on the left wing. She gets a screen from Shepard. And a great move to get past the defender. Her drive is off the mark, though. Another rebound for Johnson University as Morgan brings it. Ball on the far side with Cheney. And a foul called on Zy Henderson as she goes for a loose ball.
Yep, and that was a great steal by her. You've seen her today, and she missed that layup after a great move, great drive. And she beat her chest. She goes, that's me. Got to do better. And she knows she's her biggest critique. She knows she leads this team. And with a great steal from her, she wishes she'd had it. But
well, correction, Parker. That was a foul on the Royals. So it's going to be Salem ball. A great look underneath for Zy Henderson. A great assist from Lois. And that's Zy Henderson's first points of the game.
Mike's laughing because he knows Zy Henderson's probably my favorite player, and he sees me smiling when she gets that good layup.
Well, she's so active on the floor, and she's involved in everything. Look, there she down low guarding the driver. Layup.
As Cheney gets an easy layup there. A little lapse in defense from the Spirits. Lullis seems to be commanding this Spirits team right now as she finds Shaniqua Collins. Ball to Zy Henderson on the left.
Oh, she traveled. They finally got one right.
There's
one.
Unfortunately, it's on Salem, but got to play fair both ways.
That's right.
You know, Mike, you're wearing a solid shirt today, but it looks like it's black and white stripes from over there.
And, you know, I got a little free time, so I sit here and observe the referees.
As Hensley finds Chinney on the left side. Chinney tries for the drive. Defense there from the Spirits is strong.
And you can see all the guards. If you watch their eyes while they're playing right now for Johnson, all they want to do is try to get the ball down under and use their size and strength to body up the Salem players. Just right there, you saw number 5, Lorna Hensley. She was just looking, and when she couldn't find anything under, she had to, pass it back up to a guard. But they want to get that ball down under.
And they did find Ashley Rawls down low as she was fouled. Makes her first free throw at the line.
Alexiana Bush subs out for Q Lewis. She's back into the game.
The Spirits will be looking to Sabrina Shepard to kind of command the lane. As we were talking about earlier, she is one of the biggest players for Salem, and she needs to be active both defensively and offensively to counteract the size from Johnson. Now as Zy Henderson is taking control of point, finds Lullis at the corner. Lewis, a great pass across court to Shaniqua Collins as her shot is off the back of the rim. And Johnson coming the other way with it now. Hensley finds Rawls down low. And a great three there from Smelser.
And just like that, it's changed here about midway through the first half with 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Salem leads by 1 point, 20-19. We're going to head one more time to a quick commercial.
Is your business going to die alone? Never meet the customers of its dreams? Just sit on the couch crying into a carton of ice cream while other businesses are out there thriving? New Expression can help. Without the right marketing, you're a wallflower. Without a great website, you're not going to turn heads. And without social media, you don't even have a friend to tell people what a great personality you have. New Expression can give your business a total brand makeover and get you out there, attracting customers. It used to be about who had the biggest ad in the phone book. Today, customers hit the web to locate and research before they call. If Google isn't steering customers to your site or they're not impressed by what they see, you're missing out. New Expression does web design and can provide a free analysis to see how your site stacks up against the competition. Don't have time to constantly update social media? Want cool custom apps and graphics? New Expression can help there too. From print design to mobile marketing to online presence to brand identity, New Expression can help you express yourself. Find out more at nuexpression.com.
And we are back here live at Winston-Salem with 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go as the Salem Spirits, your Salem Spirits, have a 1 point lead with 20-19. Caleb, they had a very, very strong, I'd even say first 7 minutes. What has sort of broken down here in the last couple minutes that's changed the atmosphere in this gym?
Well, Parker, as both teams break the huddle, last time out, Salem was up 18-8. And now Johnson is taking advantage of a couple miscues, and they are down only 1 point as Salem brings the ball up court, Parker. But two of those things, rebounding and passing that we've talked about mostly all game, have seemingly gone away for the Spirits, and they're going to need to get those things back in order to continue to win this game. As what we mentioned there, a great pass down low to Q Lewis as she gets an easy look for 2 points.
Yeah, great look by Q Lewis. She did a little jump fake.
Smelser there, her 5th point of the game in a row.
I have another observation that's not going to make Parker very happy. But, before Henderson came in, they were more slowed down their offense. They passed better. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. But when Henderson came in, she ratcheted it up a notch. I don't think the team was ready for that speed. And maybe that's kind of off, kind of got them off kilter a little bit.
For sure.
Maybe not, but, she's a great player, but she plays a different level of basketball than the other players do.
On 2 successive offensive rebounds now for the Spirits as they've got the ball. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Q Lewis had a great look in the lane. Off the rim. Missed her shot. 3rd offensive board in a row for the Spirits.
Make that 4, and that's a foul. And Caleb, I know before the game you sort of mentioned Smelser. She's going to be someone to shut down, and right there, she had a 3-pointer right before we went to that timeout that put them within 1. and then first drive on the second after the timeout, she's right back in the game, and she's making good points. They got to shut her down.
She's a great shooter, and they do need to get a hand in her face in order to prevent her from knocking down those shots. As a travel is called on the Spirits. Ball coming the other way now as the Royals. Lauren Hensley brings it up court. Smelser got a good off-ball screen. Hensley didn't opt to find her, but did find the North Carolina native Morgan. However, her shot is off the mark, out of bounds. Spirits bringing it the other way now. As Kenna Amos looks to push it, finds Shepard. Good look down low to Q Lewis. And some great passing there from the Spirits. A missed opportunity and a really good look.
Caleb, we've seen that happen 4, maybe even 5 times now, where they have had great possession under the basket. They've rebounded, and they just simply cannot convert those points. And you get those extra 6, 7, 8, 9 points. And I say it all the time, it's a different game.
A turnover there from the Spirits as Lauren Hensley with a drive. Good look, but a great rebound from Crystal Lullis as an over-the-back call is called on the Royals.
And Caleb, right there is what we're talking about. That was a fast break by Johnson City. They got a good steal from a bad inbounding pass right down the court, and she just simply missed it.
Well, and it was a great job by Lullis to get position and grab that board, and that's where they got the foul as the Spirits bring it front court. As Amos has it, finds Shepard down low, and a great shot there as she has 2 points. The Spirits with a 3-point lead over Johnson University Royals. As Hensley, coming off a screen from Smelser, finds Lori Morgan at the top of the key. She looks and finds Ashley Evans. A great pass down low to Hensley. And a good look, but a better rebound from Q Lewis as she's bringing it the other way fast. Wow, a great move there by Q Lewis.
And Q Lewis is tearing up the court. Johnson University, I don't think they have an answer for her right now. She's giving them what they can't handle, honestly.
Well, she's got size and speed, and she's using both to her advantage. As Johnson finds Hensley on the outside. Hensley, a good pass down low to Ashley Evans. Her shot is off the mark. And another great rebound for the Spirits. McBride, her pass is almost stolen. But Lullis finds Shepard down low. Great pass there. And the Spirits have a 7-point lead with about 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
Interesting thing to observe. Mike Henderson still on the bench, running the slow offense and getting the ball right down below where it needs to be.
And a foul called there on Hannah McBride as Evans had it down low.
And Caleb, I think you said it best. Q Lewis, she has size and she has speed, and she is using both to her advantage. She is running the court fast. She's even handled the ball a couple times, taking it down the court, but she's playing really strong. And if I had to say first half MVP, so far with 6 minutes left, Q Lewis takes the cake.
As Evans makes her first free throw there. Michaela Sievers is going to see her first action of the game as she subs in for Crystal Lullis. And Parker, Q Lewis, as you said, is taking commanding lead of this game and is making her presence known here as Sievers takes the ball from Lewis on the inbound. Sievers looking for Lewis down low, can't find her. McBride's pass is stolen by Smelser. And great defensive pressure there from the Spirits to make sure she didn't get an easy, fast break. Smelser at the top of the key to Hensley. Hensley finds Morgan near side. And a great look down low to Bayham. I think it's an offensive foul call there on Johnson University.
And Salem is playing strong defense right now. We've had a couple chances where, just like in that play, number 42, Taylor Bayham, she had an open shot, but luckily, fortunate call for them was an offensive foul. They just got to get a hand in her face. She's wide open for that shot, and it just really can't happen.
Well, and coming into this game, we talked about how she was going to be the dominant offensive threat, but she hasn't really done a lot here today. The Spirits have been able to do a good job of shutting her down as Sievers finds Shepard for a long two. A great shot there from Shepard.
And that's a three. And that's the first three of the game for the Spirits. Shepard, as a center forward down below, she can shoot.
Great look there from the sophomore as the Spirits take an 8-point lead with just under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Hensley finds Bayham at the top of the key. Bayham is a forward, but she takes a long two. Maybe trying to mimic Shepard there. Her shot's off the mark as Sievers comes down with it. Finds Amos in the corner. Good look to Lewis. Her shot is off the mark. And she's unable to grab that board.
And that's what Mike was talking about right there, though. Even though she didn't quite get that one, she almost had it, and she took her shot, and she immediately followed it. She was going to get her own rebound. She's either saying, hey, this basket's going to go in, or I'm going to get the rebound. And she didn't successfully do it, but she was there at it.
No, the hustle there is what Coach Moni likes to see as she's over there talking to her bench players, trying to get them involved. And a foul called on the Spirits as Johnson University tries to get it down low to Smelser. Smelser will be going to the line as that is the 7th foul on the Salem Spirits. And Smelser is, Parker, second on the team, shoots 82% from the free throw line.
And as Henderson's back into the game now, we're going to see if she can keep this offense slow. I think there's just been really no rush at all tonight for the Spirits. They're saying, hey, we're going to take the ball. We have somewhat of a comfortable lead so far for most of this game. And they're saying, you know what, let's enjoy that. Let's take good shots. Let's take it down the court slow, easy, and we'll hope that Henderson can slow it down as well.
And Smelser makes the first, misses the second. As Zy Henderson has a good look. And Shepard from three again.
And that is back-to-back threes. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, now you know. Shepard for three, back-to-back.
As the Spirits take a 10-point lead, Hensley brings it down the court. Great defense there from Sievers. But it looks like she stepped out of bounds. Going to be Royals ball.
Man, and that right there, that 10-point lead right now with 4 minutes, 51 seconds, you know Coach Moni is happy if they can go into this half with a 10-plus point lead. Had some great steals, just hit a great three. The momentum is with the Spirits.
Well, Parker, on that last three from Shepard, the two keys that we've been seeing all game were present, rebounding and passing. Yeah. Great look there from Shepard.
And it wasn't rushed. It was a high percentage shot. She had a great look. She took it, and bang, she made it.
And more defense there from the Spirits as Q Lewis gets a steal at the top of the key. Finds Sievers as she's looking to drive. Nothing open. Ooh. And a double dribble travel call there.
Oh, and Sievers, she knew it. She knew it. She picked the ball up, looked for a pass. She couldn't follow. She started dribbling again, and she just dropped. She said, oh, man, that's on me. She knows it.
I don't know if she walked first or double dribbled first, but she got whistled for one of them. As Johnson finds Evans down low. Great defense there from Lewis. Almost loses it, but Bayham has it now in the lane. And she is fouled by Shepard.
And now Salem, they're getting pretty energetic, and they have to be careful right there. Q Lewis was playing extraordinary defense, yelling, blah, 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 right in her face, right number 4, Ashley Evans' face. And she was dominating her, but they're getting a lot of fouls right now. They have 8, with the Royals having 7, but they got to keep, sound body, sound mind, level head, play smart in this game. And I think they have it so far.
And Crystal Lullis subs back in for Michaela Sievers. Parker, the Royals there were able to do something they haven't been able to do much of this game, and that's get the ball down low to Taylor Bayham. And it paid off for them as they got a foul. However, Bayham misses both free throws, and the Spirits are coming the other way with it now as Q Lewis brings the ball up court. They swing it, find Shepard down low. She's having a heck of a game. A great shot there.
And she all smiles after that shot. You see her rolling her eyes a little bit saying, like, I know.
Evans, a good look down low. And that's 2 points for her as the Spirits remain a 10-point lead over the Royals. A cutting Shepard, and she's got another 2 points. Parker, that is 10-plus points for Sabrina Shepard.
And they know right now she's feeling it. She's found her spot. Keep giving her the ball until she stops. They're doing just fine.
Great hustle there from Q Lewis. However, the foul is called.
And Caleb, last game, Q Lewis was by far the most dominant defensive player. She had 4, maybe 5 blocked passes. She had a couple steals, and she just has great presence defensively that she's stopping it, and right there she gets taken out for foul trouble. Number 33, Michelle Morgan, who actually is one of the newest additions to the Salem game, or to the Salem team. She wasn't playing in the first game or the second. This is her first time as a rostered spot.
A senior from Ringgold, Georgia. She's a true center. She's one of Salem's biggest players, and we'll give them a good presence down low.
Absolutely.
Parker, you were talking about Q Lewis's presence defensively. We're seeing the exact same thing from her today. A lot of hustle, just in-your-face defense, and it's paying off.
And right as we say number 33, Michelle Morgan comes in the game, she gets subbed right back out for Hannah McBride, and it looks like she's doing something.
She forgot to take out her earring. A little wardrobe malfunction there, and she's going to have to wait to come into the game to see her first action as a Spirit.
Which this looks kind of funny right now. Hannah McBride down low, probably one of the shorter girls on the court, is matched up against number 14, the 5'10 freshman Hannah Brewer, trying to get the rebound.
And Evans makes the first of 2 free throws as the Johnson University Royals are now in the bonus. Salem having 9 fouls. Evans misses a second, and Lollis comes down with the rebound.
You know they're going to look for Shepard on this possession. She's been doing well. They're going to try to find her. She's matched up down low right now.
Amos swings it to Zy Henderson. A great pass there from Shepard. A good look from McBride. But Lollis follows a shot, gets an offensive rebound. And after a great possession from the Spirits, a travel called on Sabrina Shepard. Parker, I think that's the only thing she's done wrong this half.
And either way, you got to highlight the good things she's been doing, but there's been way too many travels, too many double dribbles by Salem, and really by both teams, but they just need to get these fundamentals down. You can't be shooting yourself in the foot doing travels, double dribbles, things like that.
Exactly. And as the Royals look down low, passes out of bounds off the Spirits, find Bayham down low as she kicks it out to Brewer, and Zy Henderson is all over her defensively. A little mismatch there in the lane as Bayham, 5'11", is guarded by Hannah McBride.
And Ref Mike does not like that call. I don't think he's really seen any calls today that he's really enjoyed, except maybe an out-of-bounds call, which is undebatable. But, Caleb, on that last possession, I want to break it down just a little bit. Salem went down there, and Shepard looked like she wanted to take the 3. Then she looked like she wanted to take the 2, but she played selflessly. She found another option, and, yeah, there was another travel, but they had great possession. I think it was Kristen Lawless.
It was Lullis to Henderson, down low to Shepard, and she kicked it out to McBride, who had a good look, unfortunately missed it. But exactly what you're talking about. Quick ball movement, strong passes, and they had a great look.
And I think Mike hit the nail with the hammer earlier, saying, you take your shot, you got to follow it. There's someone, I feel like, every single possession for Salem running after the ball, and at least, if nothing else, making Johnson have to work for it. They don't no free rebounds.
Bayham misses the second, makes the first a 10-point game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining as they look down low to Shepard, who gets it, finds Henderson on the left side, and a corner 3 from Amos is off the mark. A strong rebound there from the Royals. As the Royals' debatably best player today, Hensley, brings it down low, and finally, Mike, Hensley gets that travel call.
Ref Mike, what did we see right there? What was that?
Well, I know this referee, and he's done a lot of high school games. I've been basketball and football, so maybe he saw me doing that motion, and he...
It's a hop step there that she's trying to do. She's done it a couple times, gotten points off of it, but finally getting called for that.
She picks up her dribble at the three-point line, and she still makes it to the basket.
Now Johnson University doubling up on Shepard, trying to keep the ball out of her hands, and she had a great look from 3. That ball's off the mark. Hensley comes down with the rebound. Finds Brewer streaking down the right side. Evans at the top of the key with it now. Looking for Bayham, but great defense there by Shepard. Hensley finds Bayham just inside the three-point line. And a nifty reverse there from Bayham as she gets a bucket. Brings it to an 8-point game with 1 minute and 30 left to go.
Caleb, you know they want to keep hard possession right here, get the points, maybe get a couple points, then a couple steals, and just extend this league.
And another travel called on Sabrina Shepard. She was right there at the free throw line. A great pass from Zy Henderson. She wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, past 3 possessions, 2 times Shepard threw out the ball, she's traveled. Either Moni needs to take her out and get her, mind right, or she's got to get mentally back into this game.
The Royals find Evans down low. A good look, but it's off the mark. And Shaniqua Collins comes down with the rebound. as she's taken command of the point guard position for the Spirits. Finds Lullis on the outside. A good look there, but Bayham brings down a strong board as the Royals are coming the other way now with it pushing a fast tempo. And they look Evans down low again. Same shot, same result, Parker. Another miss for the Royals.
And we're under a minute to go with 52 seconds here. 38-30.
Coach Moni is telling the Spirits to slow it down, get a good look here on this possession.
Yep.
As Lullis has it top of the key, finds Henderson on the right side. She's driving. An open look for Shaniqua Collins. Ooh, in and out.
Got robbed of that three. Great look, great ball. Just unlucky.
Now Brewer has it near side to us. Again, for the third time in a row, they find Evans down low. She opts to pass to Bayham. Hensley now with it at the top of the key. Looks at the clock. About a 5-point differential, so Johnson will have to get a shot off here. And it's Hensley down low. Her shot is off the mark, and Shepard has it 7 seconds left as the Spirits are pushing it. Lullis finds Collins for a deep three. And an air ball there as half expires. Parker, the Spirits with an 8-point lead on the Johnson University Royals.
Yeah, and Caleb, some of the things I want to note before we go to a quick break here is Salem, I think they're having fun today. And I think this is not a game where they're getting frustrated with each other. They're taking responsibility for what's happening. I saw when Severs got subbed out after she had, I don't know what quite it was, a double dribble walk, pick up the ball, throw it down. And she went over the sideline, and some of her players, tapped her on the shoulder, were laughing a little bit, smiling, and she was as well. I think Monique came over and gave her a pat on the back, as well as Shepard, when she had about 6 points in a row there, hitting 2 threes, then hitting some great deep twos, mid-range twos. She was just smiling, and her friends gave her some highlights, and she was happy that she's playing the way she was. And I think that's great to see, building some player chemistry with some of the first years and seniors, building some chemistry with the coach, and you'd love to see that.
Right, and their first game, a 40-point loss to Guilford, obviously not very fun for them, but I think you're right. I think they're having fun right now, out there playing well, and if they continue to do that, this game is going to be a great game for the Salem Spirits.
Oh, yeah, and right now, 8-point lead for the Spirits, 38 over the Royals, 30 points. I think if they can keep playing strong, it's going to be a good start to the second half.
Well, Parker, what do the Spirits, need to do to continue to be successful in the second half?
Well, Caleb, I'm looking over the sheet. They got to get rebounds on both ends, and we have seen that. That's check first. They got to take higher percentage shots from 3 as well as from inside the arc, and we've seen that.
Sabrina Shepard has had a lot of good looks from both in and outside the arc.
Absolutely, and I think the only thing, Mike touched on this a little bit, they got to slow the offense, and they really haven't had any fast breaks that they've missed or anything, but they got to just slow that offense and just absolutely control it.
Well, and when Zy Henderson first came in, she was probably trying to make her presence known. She missed the second game, wanted to get back in there in the action, and she was rushing things a bit, and that's when Johnson University was able to pull it within 1 point. But now that she's slowed down the tempo, now that they're playing as a team, they do have the 8-point lead going into the half, and hopefully Henderson can continue to play slowly and look for open looks.
Yeah, and another thing to note, Henderson, and I don't really know how to describe this in any way, she's just so on fire. You'll see every single play. She's clapping her hands. She's yelling. She's giving her, my bad if she does a bad play, or hey, you did great. Always points after the assist. All this, and she's just so on fire. And as a senior, you just have to love, as a coach and as a teammate, that kind of tenacity that she's bringing to the court.
Well, and I think for the Spirits, that could be one of the advantages today. For Johnson University, only 4 out of the 13 players aren't a freshman or sophomore. They've got a lot of youth, a lot of girls who haven't played in a lot of games, whereas Zy Henderson is the exact opposite, a senior, veteran, and she's bringing her presence out onto the court. Whether it's scoring, whether it's defensively, whether it's just as a morale boost, she's making her presence known, and it's definitely been a good thing for Salem here today.
Absolutely, and as we look at the stat sheet right now, Shepard's 2 of 3 from her three-pointers. That's good percentages as well. And their shooting so far, free throws has been 66%. They're 2 for 5 from three-point land, and then for 2-point shots, they're 41%, only making 17 of 41.
Well, and Parker, one thing I want to highlight from these statistics, Salem has, 26 rebounds compared to Johnson's 12. That was a big key coming into the game. Johnson is the bigger team, but it all comes down to hustle. You see Salem, they're chasing down their own shots. They're getting 2 or 3 looks on every possession, and that's been a big impact, a big factor as to why they're out to an 8-point lead. And hopefully they can continue to offensively and defensively out-rebound Johnson University. 11-2 on the offensive side, 15-10 on the defensive side. A lot of hustle there for the Spirits.
Absolutely, Caleb. And I think, Mike, the only thing I think you're seeing is you don't like these calls at all.
Well, I've been really impressed with how Salem is playing as a team. And we talk about Henderson, how much of a spark plug she is. But sometimes when your go-to player is not in the game, the other players pick up a little bit.
Right, they have to step up.
And I think when the game started with Henderson on the bench, things started going well for the Spirits. They kept going. And the rebounding differential is amazing because the 2 games that they've had so far, they have not dominated the boards. And looking at the pregame warm-ups, you had to assume that Johnson was going to just kill them on the boards.
Right, and I thought the same thing.
But as Caleb said, with the hustle and the want-to attitude that these Spirits have under the board, they're just taking the ball away. And that's going to go a long ways in keeping this 8-point spread right now, which is not insurmountable for Johnson, obviously. You hit a couple of threes and you're right back in the ball game. But I think Coach Money's going to have to realize that starting 5 she had on the floor, they gelled pretty good together.
They did.
And they played a slow tempo offense, but they were also aggressive after the loose balls. They were very aggressive on the defensive end. So hopefully they don't get overconfident because this is probably their biggest lead they've had all year. And I'm sure they're excited that, here we are in a ball game, but game's not over by long ways.
Absolutely. And I think they have to keep, confident but not cocky.
Right.
And you gotta have a defined and decisive, in between of those 2 things. And Mike, something I need to notice is there's no one new on this court tonight. They don't have a new player. They didn't, learn something different probably over this past week. They probably haven't just dramatically improved in their playing skills. I think this is completely mental. I think they know that they have a chance to win this game. I think they know if you tell yourself enough, hey, we can get the rebounds. We're going to body them. We're going to take control. We're starting to see the fruit of that.
And the longer you let a team do that to you, which is what Salem is doing to Johnson, all of a sudden Johnson loses confidence and Salem just has more momentum, and we're going to keep doing it. And hopefully in the second half when they come out, they just continue what they've started here in the first half. And it's going to be key that they do play within themselves on the offensive end again. Don't start making some of these crazy moves they were doing at Guilford here a few weeks ago, and just play within themselves, run the offense. They're getting open shots, and they've missed a lot of shots under the boards. They've had these baseline drives that are wide open and just float the ball over the goal. So there's probably 6 to 10 points they left on the floor. And that's going to probably be one of the things that Coach Money talks about is that when you're 3 feet under the bucket, don't miss the shot.
No, absolutely not. At least get the foul.
Right.
And one of the things we've been talking about Q Lewis a lot and Zy Henderson a lot. But there's a quiet leader out there today that maybe people haven't been noticing, and that's Crystal Lullis. She's only got 2 points, but she's leading the team right now with 8 rebounds, and she's also got 4 assists. She averages only 1.5 assists per game. Ironically, that leads the team, but she's got 4 here today in the first half. She and Q Lewis both. Lewis with 7 rebounds. She and Lullis are essentially out-rebounding Johnson by themselves. And, Lullis only has 2 points. She hasn't been great offensively, but as a senior leader out there, she's hustling. You don't get 8 rebounds without hustling, and she's passing the ball. 2 things that we've been noting all game. So she can continue to do that and allow players like Lewis, like Shepard, like Henderson to get open shots. The Spirits are going to continue to have success.
Absolutely. And Caleb, you mentioned before, and Mike, you hit on it as well, Johnson University is a Division II team, and Salem's Division I. And Mike, you were hitting on, Division III, sorry, Division III. Division III is Salem, and Division II is Johnson University. And Mike, you're hitting on how these games right here at the beginning are going to be the hardest for Salem. And I think for them to be able to come in and beat a Division II team, go up a rank, it's going to help. Number one, like you said, the confidence. Basketball is entirely a game about runs. It's a game about momentum. And so when you see Salem home court, they're making this run right now. They're making it count. They're making every point, mental focus. great gameplay on the court as well. It just sets the tone for the whole game. It says, hey, this is the standard we're going to be playing for today.
Well, and one of the things to note is that, Salem's defense has been pretty good today. So far, Taylor Baham, probably Johnson's best player, only has 3 points. Parker, Johnson has 3 of the top 10 scoring players in their region. In the National Christian College Athletic Association, they have a lot of teams, and they divide it up into 8 regions. And in their region, which is the Mid-East, Taylor Baham is second in the Mid-East in scoring, Smelser is 6th, and Evans is 8th. And so they've got 3 of the best scorers in their region, but Salem has been able to shut them down effectively today. Combined, those 3 have 16 of Johnson's 30 points, which, that's a pretty good ratio. 3 players have half the team's points, but they've held Baham to only 3 and Smelser to only 6 when, Baham averages 14 points a game. So they look to continue to hold their scoring down.
Yeah, and Kayla Puckett, she was the Maryville star player on this week's game as well, last game, and she had 27 points. And they knew going into the game she was going to be the biggest threat. She had size, she had speed, and she had shooting ability. And they, quite frankly, didn't shut her down. They didn't do what they needed to do, and they paid for it. They had 27 points for her. And Caleb, you're sitting here saying, Johnson University has 3 players in the top 10 scoring for their division, and they're completely shutting them down. And that's what you have to see, where you take out the threats, and then you win from it.
So on the other side of the coin here, what does Johnson have to do to get back in this ball game and maybe do what a lot of people expected them to do, and that's maybe run away with this ball game?
Well, I think one of the things that they need to look to do in order to take back this game is to shut down Shepard. Sabrina Shepard has had a lot of good looks. Now, some of the times that she's had a good look, she's passed the ball. So we do know that she can find someone else open. But the couple possessions where Salem hasn't had success, they've been doubling up on Shepard. They've been pressuring her. And right now, she's Salem's most effective player. And if they can shut her down, I think that they can continue to make this a close game.
Yeah, and Caleb, you say it right, but rebounds. I mean, from all the games I've watched and commentated on this year, rebounds really set the mood and change the entire tempo. And I said this about the Maryville game. The second chance points, Maryville outscored them 21-4. And you look at that, and you take away those rebounds, it's 21 points. And I would love to see the statistic right now for Salem, what their second chance points would be, because I would argue it may even be half. If not a half, it's at least a third of the points they have on the board. And you take that away, and if Johnson University starts getting those rebounds, well then, the score switches, and it's 38 Royals, 30 Spirits.
Well, and that's one thing that you can control. In a game, if you're not making shots, if you're turning the ball over, some of that is just due to bad luck. But hustle is the one thing that you have complete control over. It's completely mental. You just got to tell yourself that you've got to play harder. And that's what it comes down to when it's rebounding. Johnson is the bigger team. They've got the size. But right now, Salem's got the hustle. And that's why Salem is up 8 points. We were talking about Shepard. She's got 18 of the team's 38 points.
Yeah.
That's a team lead by far. The next closest is Hugh Lewis with 8 points. And a lot of those opportunities she's had to get 18 points have been off second and third looks. If Johnson can stop the Spirits from getting 2 or 3 looks every possession, they're going to be able to shut down the Spirits as a team and Shepard as a player.
Absolutely. So we're going to go to a quick commercial here, and we will be right back to the start of the second half in Winston-Salem.
Hey, it's Biggie, and I'm here with the 2013 Barbecue Pitmasters Alabama champions, Ricky Wayne and Pig Daddy of Bibbs Downtown. Gentlemen, what's it like being reality stars?
Hey, it's almost as good as Bibbs Ribs, baby.
We're not Eastern or Western. We're Western.
I'll tell you one thing, I never trust a skinny cook, and these guys got it going on.
Hey, you can bring your family in, or if you like Biggie, come on in on Friday and get your Bibbs fixed.
It's barbecue with a downtown vibe.
They've got dine-in, takeout, catering, and a private event space. Be sure to follow them on Twitter and Facebook, and you can always check them out at BibbsDowntown.com.
Hi, this is Miranda McKinney, Athletic Director at Winston-Salem Christian School, and you're listening to TriadSportsCoverage.com.
And we're back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with about a minute, about a $1:30 until we're back here in this game. Both teams sort of warming up and shooting around. And Caleb, let's start just a little bit more. Keys for both games. why don't you tell me, what does Salem need to do to come out here and maintain this lead? They need to come out here and just demand the win. What do you think are some of the things they need to do? We'll hit on real quick.
Well, that would be rebounds and assists. As we mentioned previously, the Spirits lead the Royals in rebounding 26-12 and in assists 10-3. Those are two of the biggest disparities in the overall statistical categories. And I think if they can continue to do that, we're going to be looking at a blowout from the Spirits.
Speaking of blowout, getting rebounds over here and the ball comes flying out, just about knocked us out. We're good. Don't worry, everybody. But sorry, keep going.
For the Royals, that ball was very distracting coming right at us.
It was.
For the Royals, I think they need to do the exact opposite and shut down the rebounding and the assists from Salem. Honestly, Parker, it's going to come down to who wants it more.
It does.
Right now, Salem wants it more, and they're showing it in their hustling and their rebounding. And honestly, Johnson hasn't looked that sharp because they're not hustling as much as Salem is. And if they come out here with a big spark, a lot of momentum, they could turn this game around.
I would love to have had, the coach for the Royals mic'd up in that halftime. And, you got to think of the Bobby Knights, the Roy Williams, those kind of coaches are like, get your head in the game. And they're getting so excited. They're getting so frustrated. People, over here like Ref Mike, he's trying to tell the guys how it's going. Or if he's one of the guys who says, hey, everybody, let's take a deep breath. In through the mouth, out through the nose. Relax, get your head straight. Put your shirt on right. Everything you got to do and get focused on this game. Let's go out here and play our game because I think that's what Salem's doing, and I think Johnson is envious of it. They're saying, hey, everybody relax. Let's get in this game and play right.
Well, and I think that what it comes down to is, which coach is going to be able to motivate their team. And like we were talking about earlier with first-year coach Brittany Moniz for the Spirits, if she can motivate her team to come out and play as hard as they have in the first half, that's going to be a great thing for her and try and get her first win of the season. As the Spirits inbound the ball now, Q Lewis has it at the top of the key. She gets it back from Amos. However, she's fouled on the drive.
And Mike doesn't like the call. Surprise
call.
there.
That's a travel.
She traveled after being tripped by the other player.
It's funny. Last week I gave Donnie the name Coach Donnie because he knew all the things I needed to be fixed, and now he got Ref Mike. And Caleb and I are calling the game, so we could run the whole boards.
Could, but let's don't try it.
Let's not.
A good look from Bayham. Her shot is off the mark, and the Spirits are coming the other way with it now. As Amos has it, top of the key. Calling for Lolis to come get it, as she does. Finds McBride on the near side. And a good look there to find Alexiana Bush. Turnover, however, smells her the other way. Her shot's off the mark. And there it is, Parker, a second chance look for Johnson University. However, a big block for the Spirits as McBride brings it into the lane. Strong rebound there from Bush. And they find Lolis underneath. And a 3 seconds in the lane call on Crystal Lolis.
But Caleb, right there is what I like to see. I think Hannah McBride needs to take a little bit smarter drives. She kind of rushed down there, and luckily Bush got the rebound. And what I think we would have seen 2 games ago is Bush would have tried to put it up right there when she has 3 defenders on her. But instead she said, no, let's take it out. Let's try to reset. And I really like that choice of play.
And right here off the mark as Johnson University brings it in, Zy Henderson all over Lauren Hensley, who was the leading scorer for Johnson in the first half. Defensively, the Spirits have come out with a lot of intensity already.
And that was a kick ball on the Spirits. Inbound possession here for Johnson University.
Hensley was the leading scorer, as I mentioned previously, for Johnson, as Whitney Moore gets her first bucket of the game.
And with 18 minutes, 30 seconds to go, the lead is now only at 6, where Salem Spirits are 38, Johnson University Royals 32.
Q Lewis was down low and looked for a cutting Zy Henderson. She was unable to get her hands on the pass. And Johnson now bringing it the other way. There's Hensley with a good drive. A lot of contact there, no call. Mike, good no call?
Yeah, it was a no call.
All right.
They let her get by with traveling all first half. Why are you going to call anything now, right?
And Johnson has cut it to a 4-point lead. Coach Moni doesn't like what she sees, calls a timeout here with 18 minutes to go in the second half.
And that's a wise timeout right there. Caleb, you were talking about, let's see, which coach can motivate their team more. I really don't think either of these teams, skill-wise, is outmatched. They both have the tools they need. But again, basketball today here in this gym is all about the motivation, riding the wave of confidence, riding the wave of teamwork and chemistry, and getting in that groove. And we saw Salem just absolutely master that in the first half. And right now, Johnson's come out here with 3 quick possessions. Now it's down to only a 4-point game for Salem. And I know Coach Money wants to say, hey, guys, get the game back together. Let's not do these dumb walks. Let's not do these dumb fouls. Let's play strong and play smart and get back in this game.
Right, and Johnson has cut the lead in half, partially due to the turnovers from Salem as they've been trying to speed it up. Maybe a little bit of second-half jitters coming in. They're going to look to slow it down as Zy Henderson has it on the far side. Tries to find Shepard down low, and that's a turnover for the Spirits as Smelser now brings it up court for the Royals. She finds Brewer on the outside. Bayham has it at the top of the key. Finds Smelser on the left side. She's called for traveling.
And if there's a record that's to be broken, it's this game in travels. There have been so many travels. I feel like they don't know what a travel is, and they just keep doing it, and it's blowing my mind.
Well, in that time, it benefits the Spirits as Lois finds a cutting McBride. Another turnover there for the Spirits, and Johnson's bringing it the other way. Johnson, this second half, has been capitalizing on the turnovers from the Spirits. Bayham, a deep 3, buries it, and the Johnson University Royals have cut the lead to just 1.
And Caleb, on that last play, McBride, the ball went into her hands and just fall right out. She had no contesting, and you can't have that, especially in a crunch time game like what we are doing right now.
Zy Henderson has it at the top of the key, finds Lois. Back to Henderson. That pass was almost taken away. Henderson finds Lewis on the outside, and a good look off the back iron, and Hensley comes down with the rebound for the Royals. The Royals here are going to look to take their first lead in a long time as they find Smelser down low, and they will. She banks it in for a 39-38 lead for the Royals. Parker, this is the first time that Salem hasn't been leading since early in the first half.
Yeah, and Caleb, and I think what Mike said earlier, Key Lewis took that shot. She didn't follow it. You got to follow the shots. They haven't had any rebounds this half so far, and you got to get those. They're passing sort of out in the arc, and you can say double dribble right there. But there's just a lot of jitters. They seem to be out of the groove, a little bit frustrated. I don't know what's going on exactly.
Well, here we are about 4 minutes into the second half, and Salem has been scoreless. Just a lot of turnovers, a lot of sloppy play. Stuff we didn't see in the first half from them is now coming up in the second half, and they're going to want to look to get rid of those mistakes.
I mean, it's a 9-0 run for Johnson University right now in the second half.
Smelser finds Bayham down low, and that's 2 points for Bayham as the Royals take a 3-point lead on the Spirits. Michaela Seavers in now for the Spirits. Shepard, a deep 3, and she's got it. That is 21 points for Sabrina Shepard on the game. That's a good look for the Spirits right there. Now Lauren Hensley for the Royals, calling out the plays, calling the shots, finds Smelser on the left side. The Spirits take the ball away, and Zy Henderson with a layup, blocked from behind by Hensley. And she saves it as the Royals are coming the other way. Brewer has it, pulls up for 3, no good, and a rebound from Willis. A couple of rush possessions there.
Yeah, and that was great defense by Hensley, chasing down the fast shot as well as blocking it.
And Shepard pulls up from 3 again, misses. Zy Henderson with the rebound, finds her again, and that's 2 misses in a row for Shepard as we have a tie ball game here, 15 minutes to go in the second half, as Smelser brings it up court, finds Hensley at the top of the key. They look to find Bayham, and she has an and 1. Big foul there on Zy Henderson, and a good look for Bayham as she gets the bucket and she's going to the line.
Well, again, something I think we're seeing so far this second half that I would ask is different is they're not following their shots, and Coach Money decides to sub, I think, that's every single player.
That's a 4-man sub right there, almost a wholesale sub. I just think she doesn't like the effort she's seeing out there. She wants something different. She probably said a lot to these girls on the bench. And, down 2 now here in the second half.
She's doing that Cal Poly platoon style.
Calipari.
That's what I said.
I think she's trying to get the attention of the players that were on the floor, and I think she may have gotten it.
Yeah, learning a little something from Kentucky there, substituting 4 players as Shaniqua Collins brings it up court. The first action of the game for Ashlyn Rector, the sophomore guard. Collins bringing it front court. Rector's calling for the ball. She's not going to get it, though. Collins finds McBride. McBride down low to Michelle Morgan, that player we talked about who's new on the team. But a great rebound there for the Spirits, as Rector has it near side to our side. She had a nice drive and open look there, but she just completely missed that one.
And I think Michelle Morgan there was wanting her first career points at Salem, or at least career of the season.
And again, Johnson looking to get it down low. Bayham, a good pass outside to Ashley Rawls. She misses it. And McBride now bringing it up court.
Ooh.
And almost a turnover there from Salem, as Shaniqua Collins has to go almost into the other half to get that ball back. Spirit swinging it now as Alexiana Bush goes cross-court to Collins. Deep three, no good, but a great rebound from Michelle Morgan. She finds a cutting McBride, and she will go to the line. That's a foul on the floor, actually, on Johnson University.
And we see Michelle Morgan come in so far already and have 2 good rebounds, and she's sort of dominating down there low with her body size as well as her skill and speed.
Collins thought about an open look from 3 here in the corner. Opts out, finds McBride. Collins with it now at the top of the key. They're looking to get it down low to Michelle Morgan.
Ooh,
and a foul there on Johnson University as Collins drove in and missed the layup, but she got the call.
And great sportsmanship right there. Lauren Hensley fouled her and immediately ran over the first one to help her get up. But I think they're rushing the offense a little bit. That Johnson University has really stepped up their defense and is not allowing anything down under. They're saying, hey, you can take the low percentage 3 if you have to, but that's all we're going to let you have.
As Collins misses the first of 2 free throws.
Here's the second, and she makes that one, makes it a 2-point game with 13 minutes, 22 seconds to go. 44 Royals, 42 Spirits.
As Hensley brings it front court for the Royals. Finds the North Carolina native Morgan on the left side. She looks to find Smelser. Back to Hensley at the top of the key. Great ball movement here from the Royals. And Hensley pulls up from deep 3, just off the mark. Bayham there with a strong board. And Michelle Morgan gets a steal in the lane. Great effort there from her.
And Coach Moni is definitely excited that she put her into this game.
As Collins has it now at the top of the key. Looks to her coach, gets the call. Finds that was Ashlyn Rector for an open 3 off the mark. That's going to be Johnson ball.
And we saw a little bit right there from Rector. That's a little bit of, sophomore. I don't really use the word immaturity, but young age, where she takes her 3 and kind of holds up the finish and starts to walk away. Like, yeah, I'm going to make this. Where you need to follow your shot. Hey, it's not going in. There's never a 100% chance it will be, and so you got to try to get that rebound or at least help your teammates box out.
Right.
Down low.
There misses a 3 for the Royals. Salem has it the other way now. As they're rushing it a little bit, McBride bringing it left to right. Collins again a look. No good. But a great hustle from Alexiana Bush. Finds Rector cutting into the lane, and she gets her first points of the game as the Spirits tie it up 44 all with 12 minutes to go here in the second half. Hensley finds Smelser on the left. The Royals look to find down low ball, and they do. Ashley Rawls gets it at the elbow of the lane. She has a pretty easy look. 2 points for her.
And I think we can look at that right there and say that wasn't a total fail of a defensive stand because they made her take a really deep 2, made her force it,
And a great find down low. Rector finds Michelle Morgan, and 2 points for her. Parker, Michelle Morgan has come off the bench in her first game as a Spirit and has played wonderfully.
Dominating, really and truly.
Rebounds, points, steals. She's doing it all right now for the Spirits. As Bayham finds Rawls down low. A block there from Bush. Bayham, full court pass to Smelser at the top of the key. 3 ball good for her as the Royals take a 3-point lead on the Spirits, 49-46.
And Caleb, right there, Schaefer, she had the open 3, and you can't let them have that. That was a fail on defense where playing strong, playing hard. Whoever is her man needs to stay on her, and they're running these screens and they're running these picks, and you got to stop it. You got to get over there, and you got to get hand her face because they're going to take the shot. But what you want to do is you want to give her the lowest percentage chance that she's going to make the shot, whether that's yelling in her face like what Q Lewis has been doing, whether it's a hand, whether it's just simply your presence. You have to contest it. You can't give them a free shot. And I mean, this relates to soccer, Caleb. You and I played soccer together in high school, and it's one of those things where if you're going to take a shot, at least just put it on goal. If you're going to take a shot and you don't even make the goalie have to work for it, if you don't give him any chance at all for error, then there's no win there. You know, and if you can get the ball on goal, you can get it in you know, at least even at the goalie, that's better than nothing. And I think for defense tonight, the Spirits have got to step up and in some way, shape, or form contest each and every shot. And that right there, uncontested three, gives them a lead.
Well, and the Royals are doing what the Spirits did in the first half, out-rebounding, out-passing Salem, and it's showing for them as they've got a 3-point lead here. Just over 11 minutes to go in the second half as the Spirits are going to inbound the ball.
And Caleb, they're making a run right now, Johnson is, but I'm proud of the Spirits for sticking with it. They haven't lost it. You know, there hasn't been more than a 4-point lead, I don't think, since Johnson has taken the lead again.
Rector has it far side. She looks to find Q Lewis down low. A good look to find Shepard down low. Deflection, still Spirits ball though.
Ashley Evans playing some great post defense down there, poking that one out. Shot clock at 19.
Rector finds Sabrina Shepard down low. Her pass is stolen by Hensley as Hensley pushes it. And a great foul there. McBride saw Hensley coming into the lane, planted her feet, stood her ground, and got the offensive call.
And the Royals coach agrees differently. He does not like that call, but great defensive stand on the fast break to shut it down because that could have been an and one real quickly. And Caleb, I'm liking the way the Spirits are playing right now. They're keeping their head in this game. I think they came out in that first, 3 or 4 minutes. There was a little bit of just jitters. There was some shakes, and that's gotten away. They've gotten that off.
And a big heads-up play there by McBride. She has it, finds Rector, opposite side of the key. And she gets it down low to Sabrina Shepard, who's the Spirits' leading scorer with 21. Doesn't get the shot, but she gets the foul as she's going to the line to shoot two.
And here's a chance now to make this a 2-point game. To make this a 1-point game. Make these 2 easy free throws. And Caleb, I told this story last time too, but I remember my mom was telling me about UNC basketball with Roy Williams, where it was something incredible. Like every time they missed a free throw, they had to make 1,000 at practice in order to leave. And it's a free throw. And Mike and I talk about this. Donnie and I talk about this. You got to get the easy stuff. It's free.
They don't call it free for nothing.
It's exactly what I'm saying. Few things in life come free. Free throws is one of them. Make them.
Well, and as you say that, Shepard misses a second.
Oh, my goodness.
McBride with a big rebound. Looked like she got fouled there. No call from the refs.
Not quite sure what the ref saw that we didn't. She got hacked right at the neck, brought down, and just tripped up, and there was no call. And Mike, anything?
No comment.
No comment.
No comment from Mike as the Royals.
That was discouraging to see that kind of non-call.
Right.
Hensley drives but finds an open Julie Chinney. Her shot off the mark, and a big rebound there from Sabrina Shepard as Q Lewis looking to push the tempo a little bit for the Spirits. Shepard thought about a 3 there. Would have been a deep 3 as McBride underneath. Good look off the mark, however, as Julie Chinney of Johnson University has it. And an offensive foul there.
Yep.
Offensive foul on Ashley Evans of Johnson University. It's going to be Spirits ball going the other way.
And Caleb, something I want to notice, Q Lewis, we've seen it from her, we've seen it from Shepard, and we've seen it from Bush. They really have somewhat of good handling skills, as the bigger people on the team and the ones who are supposed to be down under and just post up, get the hook shot, get the easy 2 down low, I say. They've had some good takes down the court, some good steals, and some good speed, and we like to see that.
It's nice to have a versatile player like Q Lewis who's able to do a lot. And a missed shot by Sabrina Shepard, but a second chance effort as the Spirits bring down an offensive rebound and find an open Q Lewis. That's good for 2. And Salem has now tied it back up.
Q Lewis with a great run, great look, selfless play again there, and they're getting back, Salem is, to their rebounding.
Rebounding and passing, that's been the key for them in the first half, and we saw both of those things on that play. Ties it up for the Spirits. Parker, as you were talking about defending the three, the Spirits did that just there as Smelser misses a three just off the iron.
And Johnson City doing good transition defense right there. Salem had a chance for a fast break, but every single Royals player getting right back on D, playing strong D. We've seen good defense for them so far today.
A deep three for Shaniqua Collins. Great open find there for the Spirits, and the Spirits take a 3-point lead on Johnson University as Morgan finds Evans on the far side. They're looking to find Bayham down low, and they do. Sabrina Shepard going to be called for a foul. Parker, there was about as much contact there as when I blow my nose.
Yeah, not quite sure what the refs are seeing. Usually I would say, they can be inconsistently consistent, if that makes sense. But tonight, just kind of the calls all over the place. Not really seeing a pattern.
As Hensley finds Evans for a corner look. That's off the mark. Sabrina Shepard brings down a good rebound. And the Spirits are looking here to expand their 3-point lead.
With 8 minutes and 17 seconds left.
Shepard, deep three. No good. Great rebound from Crystal Lullis. Can't capitalize, but she gets her own rebound, Parker. Third offensive opportunity of this possession. And a foul there called on Johnson University Royals.
And Caleb, we talked about momentum. Mike talked about momentum, halftime, what coach can get it going. And I think the things that change the game are a huge three, like what we just saw just a possession ago, where she has a deep three down in the corner, makes that three, and the whole team, they feel it. They say, hey, we're back in this. We back the lead.
Deep three, she does it again.
And as I'm talking, Sabrina Shepard with three, and if you didn't know, now you know. Sabrina Shepard running the floors, running the game.
She expands the Spirits' lead to 6 now. She's got to have at least 25 points. I think that's 26 for her now on the game.
Take notes, Steph Curry. Class is in session.
As Evans finds Bayham down low. Her shot off the mark. Shepard coming the other way with it now.
Johnson might have gotten Johnson might have gotten a lucky call there. It looked like there may have been some contact. But again, as we said, refs somewhat inconsistent today.
Shepard again for three. Oh, she's going to get the unlucky bounce.
Back, number 13.
That's over the back, as Mike says. Oh, and there's a three. Down from number 5, Shaniqua Collins, but that's obviously called off for the foul over the back. Shepard, she's feeling it right now, but she also is saying, hey, I'm going to take three when I get the chance. She's got some open looks, and surprised Johnson has not shut her down because she is obviously the dominant player in first and second half play so far.
Well, Parker, she only averages 7 points a game, but she's got a lot more than that here today. And she's been able to find almost every single open look. And it's been paying off for the Spirits.
I'll be curious to see what they put in that Gatorade. I'd like to have some, maybe after the game.
And an errant pass there from the Royals as Alexiana Bush corrals the error. We'll see Crystal Lullis bring the ball up court. Great look there from Bush outside. Shepard wants a three. She's not going to get it. Finds Bush down low. Almost and one. Ball off the side of the rim. But Alexiana Bush will go to the line, shooting 2.
And Caleb, something I want to make a note about Johnson City, we really haven't seen much just energy coming from their bench, coming from their coach, really coming from their players. They kind of have this head-down mentality right now where they got to get back into this game. 6-point game. Here's a chance for 2 right here to make it a 7-point game, 3-possession lead. And she makes the first one, but Johnson needs to get back in, focused on this game, get their mind right. And here's the second shot. 56-49 as we speak, Salem lead.
Alexiana Bush is second on the team in minutes per game. She averages 30 minutes a game, gets both free throws there as the Spirits take an 8-point lead on Johnson University with just under 7 minutes to play. And it's Lauren Hensley again, bringing the ball front court, finds Smelser for an open three. Part of that shot wasn't really contested. She just missed it. And Collins calling Lullis off the ball. Finds Rector in the corner. She buries it. A great look there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Salem three-point shooting class is now in session, and they are showing it. And that forces the Royals to call a timeout. Coach is not happy with what he's seeing. Salem leads 60-49, 11-point lead. I think this is the largest lead of the game. So we're going to take you guys to a quick commercial because we are all so excited and don't want to freak out. Mike?
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community, financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
And we're back to the stadium where threes are flying left and right. Sabrina Shepard with 2 in a row. Rector getting in on the action. Collins in on the action. This game is, 60-49 right now. 11-point lead. And Mike was talking, this game is not supposed to be won by Salem today. This is a Johnson University Royals game for the taking. And frankly, they're not taking it.
Well, Parker, you can call it what you want. You can call it getting buckets, getting wet, whatever you want to call it. Right now, Salem is that.
And I said earlier, I want to know what's in that Gatorade because I want to drink some. Maybe it helps broadcasting too. Who knows? But, Mike, thoughts? They're shooting the lights out.
Three-pointers are unbelievable. And like we said earlier, you could be down a dozen points. And if you get hot from a three-point line, you can certainly close the gap. So it's been impressive. Now they're up by 11 points. It's amazing.
And obviously, no lead is erasable. But with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go, 11-point lead for Salem. You're going to hope they play strong defense, get some steals, and make the easy threes and easy baskets.
Johnson comes out of that timeout. No player has been touching the ball for more than 2 or 3 seconds, just passing all over the place.
Over the back foul by 32, I believe.
Over the back on, that's going to be Tiffany Smelser. And great passing there from Johnson University. However, they just didn't get an open look.
You can tell Smelser's a little bit, her head's hanging down, hands on her hip. You can just see her face. She's a little bit frustrated.
Well, in Parker, we've talked about the mental aspect of this game. If you look at the fouls, Johnson has 8 compared to Salem's 3. And that's going to be huge coming down this last 6 minutes where every foul, Salem's going to go to the line, Johnson isn't. So that's going to be huge for the Spirits as they can continue to make their free throws. I say that as Shaniqua Collins misses the first of a 1-and-1 Royals ball as they find Bayham down low. Looked like a block from Alexiana Bush, but they called it a foul.
And mental focus is honestly what this game has been all about. We've seen Hensley, we've seen, Evans, Carter, all these girls, Schaefer, for Johnson Royals, and they have talent, they have size, they have the ability that they need. And we've seen the exact same thing from Sabrina Shepard, Michaela Sievers, McBride, Q Lewis. They have the talent, they have the skill, they can make the shots, make the plays. But it's all about the mental focus. It's all about what they're able to do. It's all about, let's get the wave rolling, let's hop on, grab our surfboards, and ride it to victory.
Well, Parker, one of those things is just sheer scoring. Salem only averages 53 points a game in their first 2 games. They're at 60 here with 5 minutes to go, whereas Johnson averages 64 points, and they're only at 50. So if Salem can continue to hold Johnson down, they're going to be able to grab this W.
10-point lead for your Spirits with 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go. 60 Salem, 50 Royals.
As Sievers finds Collins in the corner, that's the first 3-ball missed from Salem in a long time.
We forgot what that looked like.
There's Whitney Moore down low
no call
for Johnson. Got her rebound, missed it, and now the Spirits are coming the other way with it. Shaniqua Collins pushing the ball. She wanted to find Sievers there in the corner for the 3. Opts to find Alexiana Bush down low. Great pass, easy bucket.
Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, something going on right here. Great pass, split the D. She does a spin move to put the easy 2 up, and that makes it 62-50, 12-point lead. Largest lead we've seen in today's game.
And as Moore from Johnson University misses the floater from the side, Salem's going to bring it down, look to expand their 12-point lead with just under 4 minutes to play. Maybe a rush shot there from Collins from 3 off the mark as Hensley brings it down court for the Royals. An open Smelser in the corner. She's off the mark. Parker Johnson's had a lot of good looks from 3, just haven't been able to capitalize on them. And that's one of the things that's been a trouble for them.
And good look there by Kenna Amos trying to get the steal. Looked like it was clean, but surprise, surprise, Mike did not agree with the call on that foul.
Well, she was following her shot, which was good. She just may have put in a little bit too much contact there.
Right. And Caleb, someone I want to notice who just went to the bench, number 5, Shaniqua Collins. She's kind of been the sleeper leader on this team where, statistically we're not seeing just absolute great plays from her, or maybe the numbers you would see like a Sabrina Shepard, but she has had great ball control. I don't think any turnovers this game. She's been playing so strong. Good couple points, but Coach is happy to see what she's seeing.
And Bayham there for Johnson. Tricky shot. Great transition game for the Spirits as Sabrina Shepard finds Zy Henderson for the 2. 14-point Spirit lead here with 3:50 to play. Good passing, Bayham to Moore. Her shot is off the mark. And Lullis pushing it again. Henderson, same look, different result, however. She misses that layup as Johnson has a 1-on-3 break. Not going to opt to go against that one. Offensive rebound there for the Royals as Hannah Brewer finds Bayham. May have been a foul, no call. Battle for the rebound, Spirits win.
And I don't know if they put some type of surge protector on the Royals' goal, but they cannot get anything to drop right now with 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in today's game. 64, Salem, 50. Royals.
Parker, maybe it was the weather outside that got the Royals in a bad mood. I don't know, but they cannot hit anything. As Shepard tries another corner 3 there off the mark. It's going to be off of Shepard as she was chasing her own rebound. It's going to be Royals' ball. You see on the sideline there, Shaniqua Collins stretching out her leg. She had a brace on her knee. She's taken it off. May have injured that. Hopefully she didn't because she's been a vital part of this Salem Spirit team today.
And right now, if you're a Johnson University Royals fan, you want to say, hey, finish this game strong, play it well, make good looks. Don't rush it. Don't get too many fouls, and have a good go.
And as you say that, Lori Morgan for Johnson University puts up a 3. That shot's going to go off the mark. And it's going to be Spirits ball, 2:45 to play here in Winston-Salem. 14-point lead for the Spirits.
And Caleb, that is the largest lead tonight, 14 points for Salem. Great way to finish the game. Great way. Again, no lead is erasable, but we're hoping this is a win.
And today, Coach Monique has been able to utilize a lot of different players as you see a completely different lineup right now as the starting lineup for the Spirits as Sievers loses the ball there for Salem. Great hustle, though. However, Hannah Brewer is able to corral it down. Zy Henderson all over her. Dives for a loose ball, unable to get it. And they find Bayham down low. Easy lefty layup for 2.
Great possession there. Great defensive stand. Even though they got the points. Zy Henderson as well as Sievers. Henderson as well as Sievers playing strong defense.
A lot of hustle there. Good to see. As Shepard takes it down low. Posts up, off the mark. She looked at Coach Moni after missing that one and just shrugged. Didn't know how that one was off the mark. And again, Johnson goes to Bayham down low. She's going to be called for offensive foul. Good defense there from Sabrina Shepard. And Parker, that's one of the things that Johnson hasn't been able to do today is get the ball down low to Taylor Bayham. They're trying to do it now in order to get a couple points, but it may be too little too late. As Michaela Sievers pressured by Lori Morgan. Ooh, spin move there. Unfortunately, she lost her handles. And a foul on an aggressive Zy Henderson. A lot of hustle there. Too much contact.
And if you're Coach Moni, a Salem fan here in the auditorium or even listening, you want to say, hey, Salem, you got the 12-point lead right now. Play smart. Take slow possessions. Take good looks, like we said, all game. And right now, they've already fouled 2 or 3 times just in the past minute or so.
And a big 3 there from Hannah Brewer as Johnson will call a timeout, cutting the lead to just 9. Parker, she was completely uncontested there on that.
Right,
on that shot.
And that's what we've seen. We've seen 2 fouls now, really and truly unnecessary, fouling really high on the guards, trying to just poke the ball up, but say, hey, just let them take the shots they've been taking all game and let them miss. Let's play strong defense, contest every single one of them. And from there, we'll try to go somewhere else. But right now.
And you mentioned that Johnson has been able to get a bunch of open looks, and that Salem has had a couple of bad possessions. It might just be that these girls realize they're a minute and 24 away from their first victory of the season. They're getting a little excited, not focusing on the game. Coach Moni is going to capitalize on that in this timeout. Tell her girls, you have a minute and 24 left. If you can concentrate for the next minute and 24 seconds, you're going to have your first W of the season. And these girls want it, and you can see it on their faces. Whereas the Johnson coach is going to say, listen, we need a bunch more open looks like that. You're going to want to see strong defense from Salem in order to prevent what we just saw. A great shot by Hannah Brewer.
Yeah, and Caleb, as you say that, Coach Moni right now on the sideline. Couple foot stomps, body language is very aggressive, finger pointing, shaking her hands. No, let's play hard. And you're right. You got a minute 24 seconds. Just legitimize the skill that you guys have had today. Make it work. Make this win a good one. Don't finish bad. You always got to finish strong. Always run the race. Don't stop right before the finish line, right? You got to get the best time.
Well, and unless Coach Doug Carnes of Johnson pulls out a Dean Smith and scores 8 points in the next 17 seconds, hopefully Salem will be able to grab this win as they bring it in a full-court press. Kenna Amos splits the press and finds Michaela Sievers at the top of the key. They're looking to slow it down there. Willis has it now. Guarded by Morgan. Sabrina Shepard has it, dribbling right to left.
She wanted to take that three. She saw it, but she's like, no, relax.
Looking to get a good open look for the Spirits. Sievers driving. A good look. That's going to be an over-the-back foul on Alexiana Bush. Looking to get the rebound. However, a little too much contact, and that's going to send the Royals to the line for 1-1.
We're now under a minute to go with 54 seconds. Great possession there. Took, 30 seconds off the clock. Used all of the shot clock. Unlucky foul. Almost got the rebound there, but it's called over the back. So here's two shots.
And you'd like to see either a make or a rebound there for the Spirits. Unfortunately, they're unable to do that as Smelser's going to go to the line for Johnson University. Makes the first. And it's an 8-point lead for Salem with 54 seconds to go here in Winston-Salem. Spirits looking to get their first win of the season.
Second shot is up, and that one rounds out. Rebound by Salem.
Lolis with the rebound, and she's pushing it. She gets it just across the timeline and slows it down. Looks to find Q Lewis. It's going to be a foul on Hannah Brewer. She came right up here to the table to say hi to us.
She needs a Tic Tac or something. I kid. She wanted our autographs, I think. She saw the legendary Mike Petaway and was like, I got to run over there and do something.
Q Lewis will go to the line to make this a 9-point game. She does. 65-56 with 46 seconds.
Here's another shot, hopefully to put this game out of the reach for the Royals. Second shot is bounced out, rebound by the Royals.
Ashley Rawls with the rebound brings it to Lori Morgan. We've talked about a couple times, being from Thomasville, North Carolina. They get it down low to Smelser. Pump fake. Looks to find Bayham, but doesn't. As Sievers brings it front court, she's fouled.
The shot clock is off now at 24.9 seconds to go. Here's the foul. Sievers at the line. Chance to really put this game away.
And Sievers, one of the important first years for Salem. She and Hannah McBride, while McBride did get the start today, Sievers got the start in the first game against Guilford, and both of them have played good minutes today. Unfortunately, she misses both of those free throws, and Johnson's going to push the ball with a lot of tempo, try and get an open look here. Great defense from Lullis. She's unable to get the steal, though. Out of bounds, 16.1 seconds left. It's going to be Royals ball underneath the hoop.
Yeah, and that was a very low percentage pass from the Royals, trying to get it basically from one end of the court to the other through about 5 defenders.
There was an extra defender out there, actually, for Salem.
6 defenders. I've done that twice now. I don't know how many people start in a basketball game.
And Johnson unable to inbound the ball. They're going to have to call a timeout there. With 16 seconds remaining, they are down by 9. Parker, what do you think Coach Moni is saying to her team right now in this timeout?
Well, you hit on it perfectly earlier. She's saying, guys, you have 16.1 seconds until you have your first win of the season, until I have my first win as a Salem head coach. And I want this win. I bet she's saying, so help me if any of you guys let this away. We're running for 8 hours come Monday, and she's saying, we got a big game tomorrow. Let's finish off strong, have momentum going into that. And all of a sudden, you're 2-2. Have a good game today and have a good game tomorrow. And, it changes the record book. So at 65-56, 9-point lead, 16 seconds. Here's the inbound.
Maybe a lack of focus there as Johnson inbounds the ball easily to Bayham. She's going to go to the line. She leads the team in free throw percentage, as mentioned earlier, shooting 83% from the line. See if she can capitalize on both of these free throws.
This will be a chance for a 7-point lead.
She drains the first there as Alexiana Bush is going to sub in for Shepard. Shepard looks a little frustrated. I think she wanted to have another look at a three maybe before coming out.
She's loving three-land. She bought the ticket, and she was hanging out there as long as she could and making everything.
As Bayham connects on the second free throw, full court press from Johnson. Lolis looks to split it. Finds Sievers. She's across the timeline now. Q Lewis with it. Lolis at the top of the key. 3 seconds remaining. Johnson's not going to foul. And this game goes to the Salem Spirits, a 65-58 win. First win of the season for Salem.
Great game again. We look at the things they needed to hit on. Rebounds, got it. Higher percentage shots, got it. Slower offense, convert on the fast breaks, got it. Too many missed opportunities versus Maryville, and they completely 180 turned around in this game. Played strong defense, eliminated the vital players who were the true threats, and we saw just a lot of really good production from that.
Well, in a big game here for Sabrina Shepard. I'm not sure exactly the point total, but she's got to have close to 30 points on this game. She was able to be a big presence for Salem in their first win of the season, as mentioned. They will go and play Piedmont tomorrow, maybe even up the score at 500, 2-2 on the season. Well, Parker, I want to ask you, what do you think brought this intensity today? What do you think that Salem was able to do in order to get this win?
Well, Caleb, there's a lot of ways to look into it, and I was all about riding this wave of Zy Henderson, saying she's going to be the deal breaker. And as Mike pointed out, she may have even brought negativity to the team for a little bit because of how fast she was playing it. But I thought that just because of the way she was just going so quick, because of the way we saw what was going on, it was just a really, really strong defense. And here's Coach Moni right now. We're going to give her a headset.
On your first win as a Salem College coach.
Thank you very much.
And we were watching this game today and reflecting back on the first 2 games. And he was asking, what'd you put in Gatorade today? Because those girls were, it was amazing.
Well, that's funny you say that because my pregame speech, I told them to be hungry. I said, it's time for us to be hungry. I said, we got to be hungry for that win. And, they came out today and they put 2 halves together, which was great.
I will have to be honest with you. When we were watching the pregame warm-ups and we were in front of the Royals warming up, the size was just overbearing looking at them. We kept saying, this could be a long day for Salem because you're not known for rebounding the first 2 games of the year. But you guys got everything that came off the board. That was amazing.
Yeah, and I told my kids, I said, we have kind of like a motto this year, and it's hard work. Hard work just comes from boxing out, from doing the little things. And I told them today, I said, if you want to win this game, the hard work and the little things are what need to get us together to get that W. And they did it today. They had the heart, they had the hard work, and they did the little things, and we came out with a victory.
It came down, they wanted it more than the other team. And, I think they may have had a little bit more talent on the other team, but it's all about your desire and your will to win the game.
Right. We might be small, but we're mighty.
Now, I know you didn't start Henderson today. She's been ill, I guess.
Yes.
But I made an observation, and maybe you can agree or disagree, but it seems like the other 5 players, when she's not around, they know she's a go-to player.
Right.
They just kind of pull up their bootstraps and say, let's go ahead and do it anyway.
Right. And it hurt not having Zy for our last game. She's definitely a big spark, a big energy, and she's a great leader on the team. But the team knows that whenever she's not there, we got to play for her, and we got to do the things that we need to do, and they can do that.
Have you been practicing three-point shots because you lit up the sky tonight with them?
I'd like to say we are because we're working on our boxing out. So we are shooting the outside shots. But, they just were starting to fall for us for the first time. So hopefully we continue that.
Well, congratulations on a great win. And tomorrow you got a real challenge with Piedmont coming in.
We do. Piedmont coming in, yep.
They're a high-scoring, high-powered team. So hopefully you can take this as momentum and just continue on.
Carry on with it.
Congratulations, Coach, on your first win.
Thank you.
Hopefully get many more. That was Coach Brittany Money from the Salem College Spirits. She was nice enough to come over and give us a few words. It's amazing, Caleb and Parker, how coaches' demeanor changes when they win a ball game. They're just so jovial and so happy, and they smile. And when they lose, it's a whole new personality.
Well, and prior to the game, she was hardly out here. We didn't see much of her early on, and at the start of the game, she had a pretty stern look on her face. Was just sort of standing there quietly watching. Now she's emotive. She's excited. Got that first win under her belt, and that's a big thing for her.
Absolutely. And so, Caleb, we were just looking. The stat sheet came over, and we were rereading that. Even in a win like this, where they win by 5 or 6, they missed 50% of their free throws. They only shot 7 for 14, and there was 2 players on the team who didn't. Out of all the free throws they were given, they didn't make any of them. And Caleb, we were talking about it. Free throws, F-R-E-E. What does that spell? Free. What does free mean? You get it for free. The definition in the description. I mean, yes, it's a good win, but in order to move on and be a championship-winning team like they were last year, you got to make free throws.
And I think that's something that Coach Moni will try and emphasize, something you do need to capitalize on. But in their first win of the season today, I don't think that's going to be a big thought for them about their free throws. They did so many other things well, out-rebounding Johnson 53 to 29, having 16 assists compared to Johnson's 8. Just a lot of hustle, as Coach Moni was talking about. They were hungry. She told them to come out and be hungry, and that was obvious that they wanted it. We saw that here on the court today. And, there are a couple things that they could work on. Their layups, their shots down low, their free throws like you talked about. But all in all, a great performance from the Spirits.
I think going into tomorrow's game against a real good team, I think the key for the coach is to emphasize the positive, as you said today. What do we do good today that we can take into tomorrow? Because they're going to be facing a tough challenge tomorrow. But we thought it was going to be a tough challenge today, but the rebounding differential was just unbelievable. I would have never thought that they would have out-rebounded the Royals the way they did.
Right, and Mike, you can't say it any other way, but any college basketball team can beat just about any college basketball team. There can be numbers in front of that, like a 1 or 2 in a division. They can have the statistics that back it up just to make them seem like the best. But as we witnessed today, underdogs can clearly come out, have 14-point leads at a time, shoot from the 3, great percentages, and just have people shoot the lights out, and people show up who maybe don't usually show up, or those who show up even better. And we saw that tonight.
Well, and the Spirits were able to come out with a victory because they capitalized and concentrated on the strengths of Johnson University. Rebounding, we talked about it. They're 4th in their conference with 45 rebounds a game. They only had 29 today. They're 2nd in the conference with blocks, averaging about 5 blocks a game. Only had 1 today. And their star players, like Bayham, she ended up with 13 points, a quiet 13 points there. And they were able to just capitalize on Johnson's mistakes, focus on what they needed to do, and all in all, it came together.
Yeah, and you would like to think that today's win wasn't because Johnson didn't show up. You want to say Salem really did show up. And Mike, you said, what did they do good today that they need to do again good tomorrow? And I think that's rebounding. I think that's great selfless play. And hopefully they can shoot from 3 like they did today. That would be nice as well, a little bit of icing on the cake.
Well, our time is about up today.
Yep, and as always.
And I want to say thanks to Caleb and Parker. You guys do a tremendous job. I was enjoying sitting here listening to you, so thank you very much.
We couldn't do without you, Mike.
It was great to be a part of this. I guess it's not the Three Stooges, is it?
Nah, Three Musketeers maybe?
Okay, that'll be good. Now, tomorrow you won't be here.
No, sir.
But I have another gentleman to come in and help me broadcast tomorrow afternoon against Piedmont. And then on Tuesday, I have another partner coming in to help me do a game with Emory and Henry. Emory and Henry, that's a mouthful.
Emory and Henry.
From Georgia.
Say that 6 times fast.
They're going to come up and play on Tuesday night against the Salem Spirits. So, and after that game, they're off until December 29th because something about college kids, you guys get like a month vacation in the middle of the
Oh, man. It's incredible. I remember when I asked my dad one time, I was like, so, Dad, when do you get Christmas vacation? He just laughed and he said, son, that's not a real-world thing. That's college and high school. Once you get a job, there's no such thing. Mind blown. But as always, thank you guys for listening, and we will be talking to you soon.
Again, the final score was?
It was Salem Spirits 65, Johnson University 58.
Until tomorrow, be safe, and we will see you courtside on Sunday afternoon.